Every day, the city of Raleigh's population grows, which means more cars on the roads, and fewer parking spots.
And no street parking. It's always crowded down here.
It's a challenge. That's why I don't come down so often.
You have to be prepared to find your parking spot.
Louis Aquila and his wife Ruby visit Raleigh from Apex pretty often.
That's one of my favorite spots to go there.
Aquila tells me this time they got so turned around finding parking, they ended up back on the highway. Raleigh City Council met Tuesday to try to figure out a way to fix these parking problems.
One thing the city's considering is building new parking decks.
It's been nearly 10 years since the city has seen a new parking deck. I learned the cost to build one would be in the millions.
Another thing the city's considering is raising their parking rates. The goal is to have less people bringing their cars when they visit downtown.
The city is also considering teaming up with private parking businesses. None of these ideas are set in stone, but city leaders say something needs to change, and people who live, work, and play in town agree.
It's a crowded city, but it's a good city, you know what I'm saying?
In Raleigh, AJ Janavel for CBS North Carolina.
Oh my gosh, a man just got hit by a car. He went in the air.
Police say Ollie Thomas Merritt died when a car hit him around 6:15 Tuesday evening. A rec report I obtained says the car passed another vehicle and hit Merritt. However, that rec report says Merritt crossed outside of a crosswalk in heavy traffic.
This busy road, you would need to be at the crosswalk.
Natalie Martin lives near Capitol Boulevard. Enjoying a 75-degree day with her grandchildren, she made every one of them hold hands as they walked along the street. Martin says she would never consider crossing Capitol Boulevard outside of a designated crosswalk, but she says that doesn't stop other people.
They cross like right in between here. I don't hardly ever see them do crosswalk.
In the short time I sat along Capitol Boulevard, I saw person after person cross through traffic. Less than 24 hours after a man died doing the same thing in the exact same spot. Feet away from that fatal location is this crosswalk. I did some digging into NCDOT's records and found out between 2008 and 2015, 9 people have been hit by cars in this same area. Several others were injured, all less than half a mile away from a crosswalk. In Raleigh, AJ Janavel for CBS North Carolina. Even though people kept filing in,
Thank you for calling next character.
Phones rang off the hook, nobody actually wanted to be here.
I hate doctors, yeah.
Nikisha Cooper tells me she got sick earlier in the week.
Woke up this morning, I was feeling even worse.
Cooper swallowed her pride.
Take some deep breaths for me.
Came to a room she says she hasn't been in years.
That's why I finally decided to get up and come to the doctor.
Across the hall, doctors and nurses ran her tests.
How many positives?
Waiting is always the hardest part. Finally,
Hello. Hi. How are you?
the results. For Dr. Ronnie Laney of Next Air Urgent Care, this is a scenario he sees a lot.
Over the last 2 weeks, I've probably diagnosed between 5 and 8 a day.
He says those flu case numbers are not the norm.
This has certainly been the worst year that I've seen.
Laney tells me he's seen flu cases drop in the last week. That doesn't mean we're in the clear.
But we're still going to see cases come.
And regardless of 70-degree February days, Laney says you can still get sick.
I would still recommend that you get the flu shot.
Luckily for Cooper, she escapes the flu. This time. In Gardner, AJ Janavel for CBS North Carolina. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard is one of the busiest roads in Chapel Hill, surrounded by homes, businesses, and several bus stops. The speed limit is 35 miles per hour. Not everyone follows that.
It is very busy. It's dangerous.
So dangerous, Sunday night, 58-year-old James Keeter died at the intersection of Critz Road after a car hit him. I asked Town Council member Nancy Oates what, if anything, needs to change on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Is there a problem with this road?
I don't know that it's a problem so much. I think that it was coincidence that the 2 fatalities happened so close together and on the same road.
There are safety precautions already in place. Above the intersection where Keeter died is a street light. And 1 block down from the scene of the fatal crash, a crosswalk.
Just press the button and wait, and then you cross.
Throughout the day, dozens of students cross Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard to catch the bus. Philip Codano says he never had issues crossing the road, but says not everyone is like him.
Several times I've seen people that have just crossed arbitrarily, just jaywalking.
With safety precautions already in place, Oates tells me there's only so much the town can do.
And I wish that we could pass some sort of ordinance that would keep all of our citizens safe, and that's just not going to happen.
In Chapel Hill, AJ Janavel for CBS, North Carolina.
All right. Go, man.
When teachers call out, Michael Bramwell
Nice move.
answers the call. Bramwell is a substitute teacher for Wake County Schools. Today, he's teaching gym and, ironically, health.
Within the physical education department, there are 3 teachers out. So that should give you an idea. I think there's 5 or 6 total, and 3 are out.
He says tomorrow he could be teaching something completely different.
I've noticed there's been an increase, an uptick, if you will.
In the last 7 school days, Bramwell subbed 6 of them.
Bramwell tells me when he wakes up, he checks the Wake County Public School database for substitute teacher jobs. And in the last couple weeks, there's been quite a few openings.
Any given morning, you got like 19, 20 throughout the system. But now you see massive amounts.
Cary High School's principal tells me they've seen days in the last couple weeks where upwards of 10 teachers called out. It's about 8% of the entire teaching staff at Cary High School. Wake County public school officials tell me this time of the year, they always see an increase in teachers calling out. So the question is, how does Bramwell stay healthy?
A lot of orange juice, exercise, water.
In Cary, AJ Janavel for CBS, North Carolina.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Love is on the minds of many NC State students this Valentine's Day.
Write a note to your Valentine.
But no matter the time of year, one thing always on most students' minds is game day.
And I love being in the stands with thousands of people.
However, students do not love crossing Trinity Road to get to the game.
I hate it.
Trinity Road is packed.
Way too many people.
Super dangerous.
On game day, there are officers at crosswalks directing traffic.
But after a few hours of having too much fun at the tailgate, students tell me some fans choose to make their own path. And then from that point, you might as well just be playing Frogger.
You just kind of have to trust that you're not going to get hit.
NCDOT wants to guarantee you don't get hit. They plan to do that with a $4.3 million pedestrian tunnel under Trinity Road. DOT officials say the tunnel will not only keep students safer, but help traffic flow. And students tell me they can't wait to use it when the tunnel opens this fall.
I'll be the first one to go under. That'll be me.
Reporting in Raleigh, AJ Janavel for CBS, North Carolina.